this land with blistered feet, through storms and dust and summer heat. Left behind what I could not mend, chased down dreams that had no end. The road don't promise answers clear, but I keep moving year to year. There's something pulling soft but strong.
Are we recording?
Like I was
Yeah, we're
meant
recording.
to.
Okay, well, I'd like to welcome everybody to the 9th episode of Dinner with Dan. It is Sunday, October 19th, 2025, for those of you keeping track. We are coming to you from the middle of Rowe Avenue in the heart of Dayton's Brick Street, heavy-treed historic neighborhood. That would be Five Oaks. I do have a few housekeeping notes that I want to do before we get in to who is at the dinner table, and most importantly, what's for dinner. A fact check. Last week, during our discussion of Wings, the first Best Picture Oscar movie, I mentioned that my college girlfriend, Eleanor Jean Butterball, had read The Three Musketeers in French. She texted me that no, I did not read The Three Musketeers in French. It's a compliment that you thought I could. I never reached that level of fluency. So, to set the record straight,
I'm so excited for this.
but I will tell you, her level of French fluency was always enough to melt my heart.
Aww.
So, dear listeners, if we have misspoken during any of our episodes,
please correct.
if we have remembered something that really never happened, please feel free to fact check us by either phone, text, or letter, directed to Nan Whaley. and as always, we strive to be at least 85 to 90% correct in our comments.
There you go.
Now,
That's true.
as you know
That's
from
probably
last
fair.
week, this was going to be called the Trail episode, the Appalachian Trail and the Oregon Trail. But preparing for tonight's podcast, I did read the Oregon Trail Journal kept by my daughter Lillian during her epic 4-day journey with
4 day.
4 day.
4 days.
But it would have been longer than the Appalachian Trail. Okay, journey with her
Well,
brother
that's back
Eddie
in the day.
from Dayton, Ohio to Portland, Oregon. And the Appalachian Trail deserves its own podcast. And after reading my daughter's musing, I think the Oregon Trail deserves its own.
I
That's
like
So-
that. We'll get that later.
I have, here comes Eddie. All right, Eddie's joining us.
Ed.
So I have put feelers out to Peter Coyote. And if those of you who don't know who Peter Coyote is, he is the narrator of all of Ken Burns'
right.
documentaries. So I want Peter Coyote to read Lily's journal at our next podcast, and Eddie
Wouldn't
can
that be
give his
something?
color commentary about whether or not Lily reported it correct or not. So tonight, we are going to dedicate the entire episode to an epic, and let me underline that again, epic hike from start to finish of the Appalachian Trail by a man who I have not seen since Bob Evans at April 8th, 2025, until a half an hour ago when he walked into my house here on Rowe Avenue. Paul Duncan Robinson,
Woohoo! Duncan.
who for the previous 8 episodes I have said is my hero and
Yes.
remains my hero. So besides Paul tonight, we have at the table regulars Nan Whaley and Sam Braun. Nan is the tech person. Sam is in charge of the wine and champagne. And Kate Evans, who tonight, and Eddie, and Kate tonight was the big food provider. She made pulled pork, mac and cheese, and Nan brought her green beans and ham. And then for dessert, we're also going to have a Noah's Ark of Dunkin Donuts.
Right.
And
In
for
honor
the,
of Paul.
and
Love
for
it.
those of you who don't know what a Noah's Ark of Dunkin Donuts is, that's a dozen Dunkin Donuts, 2 of each.
They call it a Noah's Ark?
I do.
Oh, no.
And if nobody else does, I'm trademarking that right now.
Oh, God.
So,
If you put
anyhow.
it out, though, put
Anyhow.
it out in the world.
Yep. And then we're going to toast Paul's epic journey. So, without further ado, Paul, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Paul Duncan Robinson. I've been listening to the podcast, all 8 episodes.
On the trail?
On the trail. I told
Wow.
Dan earlier that there was a couple, I think it was episodes 3 and 4, but anyway, that I listened to back and back over a particularly difficult part of the White Mountains in New Hampshire. So, with the podcast being about an hour and a half each, that was like 3 good hours of being able to take my mind off the difficulty of climbing up some rocks. So I really
nice.
appreciated listening to the podcast, and it's been really entertaining. It's an honor to be here. Like, when I was listening to the podcast, I actually never thought I'd be here, but Dan put me on notice that I was going to be a guest. So
Well, he has declared since the very beginning that you are his hero. So.
yes,
And
yeah.
you remain my hero.
Yeah, so I didn't listen to the podcast with stereo speakers, so it wasn't as embarrassing to hear that around other hikers. But it's a little,
Well, I think, Paul, we have a secret we have to tell you.
uh-oh.
Just to make sure you tell us straight how it is. All of us have watched a movie called A Walk in the Woods,
Have you seen it?
starring Robert Redford and
Not a
Nick Nolte
good, it's not a good movie.
on the Appalachian Trail.
The book was entertaining. The movie's
So we are going
Very
to fact check you based on the movie.
I was wondering how you're going to fact check. I mean, I did write a blog, right?
Yeah.
If you go to
Some
trailjournal.com,
mac and
look for
cheese.
Duncan,
Oh, yeah.
you'll see my blog. So I guess you could fact check me there, but otherwise,
Sam,
I
can
think
you
there's
just
still some
have
leeway
some
for
mac
me to
and
make
cheese for
stuff
Dan?
up.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
we
could
know
make,
you
and you
won't,
could have
Paul.
been writing and making it up too,
truly,
right?
Yeah, that's
And
right.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
and I followed him. I read
And beans.
all of them.
Thank you.
Not every day, but every couple times a week. I'd draw it up and catch up. And you weren't always able to post it right away either, because
Correct.
you didn't have a signal. So sometimes you'd pull it up on Sunday, and the last entry would be Wednesday or something like that. But I think it's very impressive that you wrote every single day. I don't
Yeah.
believe you missed one.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So this is probably jumping ahead in the conversation, but my main method of preparation was actually reading similar trail journals over the past few summers. And so at first I thought, well, it'd be nice to write a journal. You never know. But then as I got closer, I'm like, I don't want to give myself a homework assignment and have to do this every night. But the number one question I got from people, I mean, like literally every single person when I mentioned I was doing this hike asked if I was going to write a journal. And I was
Really?
like, yeah. I mean, literally everyone. The number 2 question, as a distant question, was, am I carrying bear spray? But by far the number 1 question, I didn't anticipate that as being a top question. So then I was like, well, I probably should write a journal. And at first, Sam, I was kind of concerned that, what do you write about? And it turns out it doesn't have to be long. On the iPhone, it looks long anyway, so I don't know how it looked for you all. But it turned out not to be that difficult. Because if there's something to write about, you just make a shorter entry.
Yeah.
Whether it's trail names or something that happened, it kind of flowed. But I did write it every night, just about. Even like you said, even though I couldn't post it every night, it was a task that I wanted to do every night, so I wasn't gonna have it lingering over me.
Are you glad you made it a short?
I am. Yeah, I am now. I mean, there's 65 entries, I think, plus the pre-hike. But I am. Yeah, I think I can download it, so I'll have something. But I wrote it first on my iPhone. That's how I was able to do it every night, and then just copy and paste
Upload it.
it. And then it was really the loading of the. I know the site didn't always work, so if you guys couldn't access it, I couldn't access it either. And it was really loading the pictures. When you had Wi-Fi was really easy, but my enthusiasm the first week is like, oh, I'm gonna upload, but I'd spend like an hour because the picture would get halfway loaded and then die, and then you do it again. I'm like, no, this is too much. Spending an hour trying to upload one day's journal, it's like, no. but I am glad I wrote it. I did have some random people I didn't know, like follow me. I've even gotten text messages like that, people who want to meet up with me.
That's good.
Yeah, one guy lives outside of Boston, so he's like, next time you're visiting Maine, maybe you can come by Boston. And there's somebody local here that wants to do the hike, that wants to meet up with me. So,
Well, Paul, through this podcast, people across America have followed you because we gave them an update every week. So let's get this conversation back on topic.
yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Paul talking about his experience is not
It is
on topic.
Already.
Nobody wants to hear about the journal, so I'm here
Oh,
live.
no, we want to hear about the journal.
Dan's got
But,
an agenda.
it's like The Hobbit, that journey had to start somewhere.
I had to start somewhere.
The Lord of the Rings, it had to start somewhere. So, Paul, when did you first think about wanting to hike the Appalachian Trail?
I think it was somewhere late 2016. I don't really have a good origin story on that. I mean, some people I met on the trail like hiked part of it, like in their Boy Scout, it was like 30 years ago, and they've thought about it ever since. I don't have a story like that, so I don't know if it was like maybe somebody local here had hiked it and I saw it in the Dayton Daily News. I don't really know how I came across it, but one of the aspects of me being a night owl, Dan, is that I spent a lot of evenings just going down the rabbit hole of the Appalachian Trail, research plan not the right word, but reading about it,
Pickled onions too, Sam.
and
if you want
came
anything
across
like
the
that.
trail journals, and
Pickles.
I think I just was interested in those trail journals because similar to me, these folks were writing every day, or they had daily journals, and you start reading about it, like, oh, that's interesting. And after a while, I put together a gear list. Just again, I was had night owl time on my hands, so I put together a gear list in 2017. I know that because I saw the date of the creation of the file. So, and I didn't touch that very often, like maybe once a year at most. But the more I started reading journals, it's kind of my hobby during the summer, the more I realized like it was something I could do, because a lot of people who wrote journals hadn't really had any experience hiking either. And it was like, I mean, you don't want to say if they can do it, I can do it. It's not quite that. But when you read somebody's journal on a daily basis, you're like, they're really telling you like what it's like. And so you started to put yourselves in I started to put myself in their shoes. I'm like, yeah, I think I can do that. And then it was more like, do I want to do it? And eventually I was like, yeah, I want to do it.
So when did you pull the trigger?
Well, strictly speaking, it would have been probably early April this year. But I guess I started buying gear around Thanksgiving last year, 2024. And
you made it
I mean,
real.
the gear, the gear doesn't force you to do it. I mean, there's no shelf life on the gear, but that made it real. And then I told my boss 2 weeks. About 16 days before I left, that I was resigning from CareSource, and that was it.
Did you tell him, like, hey, I'm resigning and I'm going to walk the Appalachian Trail? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't do that because I figured when I told my team, like I would tell everyone at the same time.
And you told the team?
I mean, my boss arranged a time and date that I could tell the team, and then
And that's when you told them?
that's when I told them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What did your team say?
It was all remote, of course, and my team didn't like to be on camera anyway, so I didn't literally see the reaction, but like it sounded like their jaws dropped.
What about
What
Yeah.
did Cheryl say?
No,
Oh,
why?
Uh-oh.
That's not on his.
is that on your agenda?
You don't have.
There's
this
a
on the-
flow to the
we
questions.
don't get into
apparently.
bedroom issues here.
Oh, I still
Oh,
wanted
Lord.
I disagree.
That's it.
Yes,
No.
we do.
That's a good.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. That's a fair question,
Unless,
man.
Paul, you don't have to answer that on advice of counsel.
I won't take the fifth on this one. So this is going to sound bad, I know, but I told Cheryl like July of last year.
Okay.
June or July.
Okay.
So when you say when did I pull the trigger, I mean, I kind of date it to buying the gear because you're outlaying some money.
Yeah.
But I told Cheryl a year. I mean, on the one hand, yes, should I have told her in 2017? Maybe. But I mean, it's speculative at that point,
Right.
and you got to really I had to get my act together and wait for the right moment.
Did you say, I plan on doing this in 25?
Yes. Yeah. Because in my mind, I wanted to do it after me and my daughter graduated from Chaminade Julian in 2023. So it could have been 24, but I didn't do it in 24. But when summer 24 rolled around, I was like, I wasn't like regretting not doing it 24, but I was like, I need to do this.
Because you're not 20.
I'm not 20, and more to the point, my dad turned 85 this year. My mom's 79, and I didn't want to delay it too long because
Right,
you
you
don't
don't know what's
know.
gonna happen.
Yeah. So I made the right decision on that score. But
How'd she respond? Was she
Yeah,
like, that's great?
no shock. The same way like probably everyone had because I have.
Not me.
Not Dan. That is true. Not Dan.
I so much wanted to be miniaturized and put in your backpack. I can't tell you, Paul.
That's true. Because I have no prior backpacking experience. I mean, not even like a 3-day hike in like Red River Gorge, Kentucky. I mean, nothing, right? So everybody was surprised. My parents. I told my parents last summer also. They were shocked. Everybody was shocked.
A true hiking virgin.
So
Yeah.
did you go do a 3-day hike?
No, I didn't. No.
You just like
Yeah.
the first overnight you did
Yeah.
was on the Appalachian Trail.
I did an 8-mile hike to warm up because that was like pretty much what my starting distance was going to be, about 8 miles. So I had most of my gear. So I even put like some cans. I mean, I didn't bring cans of food on the real trail, but simulated additional weight from the food. And at first, you're like 8-mile hike. You're like, okay, it's perfect weather. It's like late March. It was great. I didn't exactly replicate the trail conditions because there's only so much elevation in these parts. But in terms of the distance,
Okay, I'm going to start fact checking you.
Okay. Oh boy.
In The Walk in the Woods, the
boy.
movie,
Yeah.
when they're at the start of the Appalachian Trail,
Yes.
when Robert Redford and Nick Nolte are there, they've got the sign, they're the thing. Was that true? That exists, right?
Yes. There's
Which
a plaque.
movie? Okay.
Is he like fact checking the movie, or is the movie fact checking him?
Both.
Oh, okay.
And then Robert Redford
you have
says...
a picture. Didn't you put a picture with that sign
Yes.
on your blog?
Yeah. I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but yeah.
Okay, well, Robert Redford says, they say the Appalachian Trail is like life. You know what's ahead of you, but you don't know what's going to happen next. But you give it your best shot. True?
Yeah, that's pretty true because
Okay,
what I
that
write
fact
about
checks it.
what I write about in the blog here and there, 'cause I complained a lot about the rocks because
Rocks.
you don't know where the rocks are.
I had a big takeaway that there are
Yeah.
lots of rocks.
You
What
know,
do you mean, like the?
there's like rocks on the trail, like loose rocks you're stepping over. You know about the elevation
They're sticking
changes.
up, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to walk over them.
Yeah, you know about the elevation changes. You might have a sense from talking to other people about the terrain, but people don't really talk about all these rocks that like just beat up your shoes.
Well,
and
that
your
fact
feet.
checks with the movie, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I agree with Robert Redford's
How many
line.
pairs of shoes did you go through?
4 pairs.
4 pairs of hiking shoes.
Trail running
Trail
shoes.
shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Trail running shoes are the thing now.
Not hiking
Not
boots.
hiking boots.
Why not?
I don't.
Do you like?
I don't
And
know.
you think
They're
that was
lighter,
a good
I think.
choice?
Okay, next fact check. In the movie, when they're at Nell Gap, Neel Gap,
Yeah, Neil Gap.
there's a
yeah.
real place, right?
Yeah, mountain crossing.
Okay, it showed boots and trees
Yes.
hanging, boots and the shoes hanging from trees. Is
Yes,
that true?
That is true.
Why do people
Fact
do
check
that?
too.
It sounds like Paul is checking the book, though, the movie. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's not like the movie's checking Paul. Just
Yeah.
saying. That's fine. I
The
just wanna
movie
be
got
clear.
some things right so far. Is
Yeah.
what I think what we're
Yeah, I hear
finding,
you.
right?
You cannot appear behind the curtain. The Wizard of Oz is behind the curtain. You cannot look around. Louis is not Toto.
I'm going to remember the looks on
Archie
Dan's faces in
almost
future
is.
podcasts when you ask questions like
I know.
that. I'm going to.
Archie-
But why
almost
do they
is.
have the boots in the trees?
So that is about 30 miles into the hike,
Into the hike.
That's
So-
when people quit.
and people will
You're
quit.
allowed to eat
Oh,
while
and
you
people will
talk.
quit.
By the way, like you
Okay.
don't have to wait.
Well,
Okay.
Paul, I want you to eat
I'm
a
a
little
fast
bit.
eater there,
While
so-
I just
Wait,
add-
so people
just a
quit?
minute.
I want to know more about
Yeah,
the
so
shoes,
people
though.
quit, and some people will just tie their shoelaces together and throw them in the tree. Not everyone.
Do you see him pass 30 miles in other places?
No.
So that's just a thing they
It's
So
a
that's
thing
where people
there,
quit.
yeah.
Okay, well that's interesting.
That's an interesting.
I met somebody who had quit the year before.
Did he throw his shoes in the tree?
I don't think she did. Like she and her husband were hiking. And in fact, it was the woman, Miss Mississippi. She gave me my trail name, which I'm sure is one of your
Oh, good.
questions
Oh,
there.
Dunkin.
yeah.
But she had started a hike last year and quit at that point. And then this year she wanted to do it again, but asked her husband to hike with her. They're like 26. They're from Alabama, I believe.
Why
Oh,
she missed
Mississippi. I'm sorry.
Mississippi.
Yeah, from Mississippi. Sorry.
I was like,
That
that's
is,
a strange
Fact check.
terminology.
Okay,
Back
now,
Mary
Alabama.
Randall is her real name.
Paul, you eat a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. And, you know, since we're doing movies, since we did Taylor Swift.
That's right. We're
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
That's not
and
a
you know,
movie.
we did Wings.
Yes.
Okay. After I watched the movie,
Yes.
I watched the interview with the director,
Oh.
which was fascinating.
You're such an overachiever.
You know,
I know.
Nick
Seriously.
Opperman is on the Walk in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that is selling the backpacks and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Opperman.
right.
This director,
Opperman, he's in Parks and Rec.
well, just listen to me, Dan
Ron
Riley, instead of
Swanson.
interrupting me all the
Oh
time.
my God. He's
Look,
a
this
Yeah.
is
key.
Boy.
this is the most
some
regimented we've been on the podcast.
Yeah, what shit is
Ooh,
this?
boy.
We got rules here, Whaley.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Nick, this guy that was the director, directed one episode of Parks and Rec. And that episode, and that's how he met Nick Opperman, and that's how he wanted him in the movie. And that episode was
No idea.
the Galentine episode.
Oh, I love
Oh,
that.
I love that episode. I give out Galentine's because of that episode.
So there you go. I mean, that's something.
That
That
something.
was
Okay.
a great episode of Parks.
Now, the other thing is, originally Robert Redford wanted to make this with Paul Newman.
Yeah. That
Oh.
And
would've
it would have been their
But he
third.
died.
Right, but he
That
died.
would've been good.
It would have been their third buddy movie. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and The Sting. This would have been the third.
But he
So
died.
I thought that was very
Sting.
interesting.
That might have improved the movie a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is really good too.
It is.
Is it Best Picture?
yeah, keep eating, Paul.
I mean,
Okay, because
I'm not sure.
I'm normally a fast eater, so this is good
Okay.
for me to slow down.
so anyhow. Okay, and the other person that bears mentioning was in it is Mary Steinbergen, who's really great.
Steenburgen.
Steinbergen, yeah, she is a
Steenburgen.
true American.
He just rolled right over.
I know.
Yeah, and so
Steenburgen.
anyhow,
She's great in Parenthood.
Oh, that movie's so
and she's
good.
great in Justified too. She plays a gangster in Justified. She's really good in that. And Redford did say on doing this movie
He's saying-
that going on the journey is more important than reaching the destination.
Is that true? What do you think?
There's definitely hikers who would agree with that because I definitely met some that in their mind they wanted to through hike, but it was more important to hike 600 miles.
Yeah.
Not for me. I needed to finish. I mean, I quit my job, so I kind of needed to finish, right? But
Yeah,
that was
you
the
were
goal.
like really dead set on finishing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you were not gonna just like
So you were like, fuck the destination, check the journey as the destination.
or the achievement.
Yeah. I mean, some would argue I was probably a little too quick because I did it in 6 months, and a lot of them people do it in 7 months. But I met people who did it faster, not because of any records, but they just had reasons like they needed to do it in 5 months. So that you're definitely not enjoying it or getting the same experience. But there was a guy that I hiked with for a little bit, who probably early 30s now, but he had tried once before, and he probably got like 1,200 miles into it.
Oh.
And
Did he get hurt?
no,
Or just,
he
like,
just
decided?
decided he couldn't go any further, and so that I do think in his case, although he intended to finish, it was more about the journey. But he admitted that he wasn't, ready necessarily.
What's that mean? Ready?
Just too young, and maybe had too much of a good time on the trail.
Oh, so you
or
partied
often.
too much?
Yeah, that's.
Did
a
you
sense.
witness a lot of that? Was there a lot of partying on the trail?
Maybe in the early days, but those aren't the people who finished.
I was gonna say one of
Generally speaking,
the dog days. I'm sure.
yeah. I mean, you don't have to be a teetotaler. I mean, you can still go to a brew pub in town, but like organizing your town days around, going to a bar or brew pub, probably not the best completion strategy.
Yeah, it's not
Now-
the right hydration.
Yeah.
Probably.
Without too much detail. And this,
Without too much detail.
and this is just a yes/no answer. On the movie,
Oh.
they got their spade and their toilet paper. True?
True.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a spade, and there's a brand they call
Yeah,
the
you
Deuce.
gotta do it.
Yeah,
They call it the brand the Deuce?
yeah,
They call it the what?
the Deuce. The brand of the little spade
deuce,
is
like,
called the Deuce.
two.
The Deuce.
Like
Yeah.
Deuce.
The Deuce. Like
like
the
the
number
number
two.
two.
Like
The
the
deuce,
two.
the number two.
The number
Okay.
two.
The deuce.
I will, without going into too much information, I will say, I didn't poop in the woods that much. Very, very rare. There's privies at pretty much all the shelters.
Oh, nice.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
I couldn't do it.
yeah.
The pooping in the woods is weird.
So it was.
Yeah.
I could count on
That
one
would be
hand the
very
fingers
difficult
left
for
over.
me.
Let's just say that I had number of times I had to do it,
You'd have to do that very
which
much.
puts me probably in a really rare number of people. But
Did you bring the deuce back and gonna hang that on your mantle?
oh yeah, from a rear view mirror, yeah, in the car, sure. Yeah. It's pretty clean though. I mean, like I'm telling you, I only
Just a handful of times. Not even a handful.
not even, yeah.
Okay. Now, let us continue on since you've eaten some.
Yeah.
How did you get the nickname Dunkin?
Well, podcast listeners can't see this, but I am wearing the hat that
That's
has
right.
donuts on it, given to me by Miss Kate Evans here.
That's right.
It's the darndest thing. It's actually, the brand is called Sprints, to name check, but it's really a running brand, and they have probably 6 dozen hats with this type of design. So if I were to go to like a race, nobody would look twice at this hat because everybody else has like other equally not crazy, but unique style. I have a Statue of Liberty hat from this brand, but apparently on the trail, no hiker has ever seen a hat like this because I got compliments all the time. Like
Really?
day one, I got a compliment on the last day on the trail. Like
It's so
I got
funny.
compliments all the time.
It's so random.
Yeah, it's so random, and so like day 4, like right after Neil's Gap that you mentioned, day 4, I was with this group of hikers, and Mary Randall, Miss Mississippi, said, "Oh, like you should be named Donut," and I'm like, "No."
You're like, no,
No,
please.
and she's like, "Okay, well, how about Duncan?" And it turns out her brother's like legit real name is Duncan, so it's kind of on her mind. And I was like, "I can lean into that. It could be worse." And
I think it's a great name.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I think it's awesome.
when I
Yeah.
when I went to my running
You are a
group
big
yesterday,
fan
the
of Dunkin'.
I
our
know,
running
I love
our running
Dunkin'.
group coach, he goes, "Let me get this straight. Your trail name was named after something you wore, not something you did." And I was like, I think he was disappointed because he'd read my blogs too, and I was like, "Yeah, you don't know how to can't give yourself a trail name, so you don't know how you're gonna get it."
Yeah, so. Yeah, you can't do it yourself.
Yeah.
So everybody has to
Yeah.
come by it.
So by comparison, there was a guy whose trail name was Dirt Tuna because no surprise, early on the trail, some tuna he was eating fell in the dirt and he just ate it. So somebody was like, "It should be Dirt Tuna." I will say, in the early days,
Standards
other
drop
hikers are like
quickly.
eager to give other people trail names. Like they're looking for like
yeah.
the smallest thing, And it's like, "Oh, you took a nap in the middle of the day. You should be called Sleepy." Like, no. You can reject a trail name. Like when it's that like
You
that.
can?
Yeah.
You can you rejected donut.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, the couple times that Paul called me from the trail, not from a hotel room, but when he was actually in the trail, I would hear people coming in the background going, "Hey, there's Duncan over there." That was so cool.
Do you run into like people again and again?
Yeah, you do. It's so weird. I mean, sometimes you'll see somebody for like multiple days in a row, and then you don't see him again for like a month and a half. There was one guy that I met like on day 2, and I met him close to the end, like 7 days from my finish. Like he was one, but I only saw him probably a total of 5 or 6 times in 6
Wow.
months. But I happened to see him on day 2 and almost on the last day.
Sam, green beans.
Oh yeah, have some.
Oh yeah.
Other people, it comes in waves. Like I hiked with a guy and his dog for 6 days in a row. Then he got off trail.
He had his dog,
Yeah,
so you can take dogs on the trail.
a lot of it, not all of it.
Oh.
There's certain
So-
like Maine, no.
How many
I'd say.
times did you wash that hat?
Usually when I was at a hostel, so like.
So like you washed it
Yeah,
when you washed your clothes.
yeah.
Yeah, Sam's like realized.
No, I haven't washed it
just
at all.
Every
Even-
day.
He
Yeah.
just ate his
Yeah.
dinner next to that hat, and he
Wait a
wants to
minute.
I
know.
left it in the mud room at my parents' house in Maine, and so yeah, there's still dirt on it. Here, I'll wipe it on you.
Now, you carried your own tent.
Yes. Yeah.
How many times did you sleep in the tent?
Almost all the time.
So your hotel was very limited.
Yeah, my journal has the fun facts, which I did not look up. I may have had like 20 nights. I'm not
Yeah.
sure it was that many.
It didn't seem like very.
Yeah.
I mean, it really didn't. Seem
Probably
like
less
very
than
many
20
from
in
the
a
journal.
hotel or hostel. And then shelters were probably those were like 7 days.
Well, it seemed like you preferred
Yes.
to be in your tent rather than some of the shelters.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you ever sleep in a tent by yourself? I mean, without
Oh.
other tents being around.
Very rarely.
Okay, so there was always other people there.
Yeah, that's one of the kind of maybe potential misunderstandings that some potential through hikers have. Like they think they're going to be out in the wilderness.
Like, all alone.
You are out in nature, no lie. But the Appalachian Trail, they estimate there's 3 million people that do it could be like a
Wow.
1 hour day hike, but like
Yeah.
there's
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, so when you get to a weekend and you're like in a more high traffic area, you're going to see more people.
Yeah.
Through hikers are a small number of the total. It's really going to be day hikers. And so I've met people who are going out for a week, for 5 days, for a month, and so they're camping too. And that's why
Archie
most of the
sat
time there
right
was
by
somebody
my
else
feet the
there.
whole time I was working on this pork.
Every now and then I was the only person.
But that was odd.
It was
Yeah.
odd.
And you
yeah.
always so when you say every now and then you were the only person sleeping alone.
Yeah,
And you did have some nights where it was just you.
just me.
How many
Yeah.
do you think of that?
Maybe 5. Not many. Yeah, 5 out of 160s.
Was
Interesting.
Did
Yeah.
it feel like this big vast thing when you were out there? Or was it more just like, I gotta make this many miles today and like, it's gonna look like yesterday?
We
or-
joked about turning it into a job, right? Because you're waking up
Yeah.
and you're literally pretty much doing the same thing, probably the same routine, probably packing your pack in the same order.
Yeah.
And in a sense, it's a cliche to say it's one step in front of the other, but that's really what it ends up doing. So in that regards, it didn't seem that vast because you kind of like force yourself not to think of the
Yeah.
end or anywhere near the end. You might think like a day ahead, a week ahead, depending on if you're trying to hit like a certain town, or you have 4 days of food, so you got to figure out where you might be to resupply. So you really shorten your view for the
Yeah.
most part. I think some people do this, but I rarely was trying to set a mile goals, really what a shelter was, or some other
Yeah.
milestone or reason to end up somewhere.
Did you walk in the rain?
I got lucky. It's yes, short answer yes, but this was a really dry year. Like Maine is in a drought.
I was gonna
know.
say the whole trail is practically
Yeah.
in a drought. Like we were here, so
If you were to talk to someone who did it
yeah.
last year or the year before, like, you would have thought we were on 2 different trails. Particularly 2 years ago was
With the
wet.
hurricane, yeah.
Yeah, I ran into a guy from Ontario. Dr. Pepper was his trail name, and he was like doing a section this year, and he showed me a picture of the trail in Maine from 2 years ago, and it was like ankle deep water on the trail. Maine's in a drought condition this year, so there was the most rain I ever had on me was like 4 hours out of Hiawassee, Georgia.
that's
and-
unbelievable.
Yeah, any other time it rained on
That
me
was
was
early.
yeah, exactly. Any
Keeping
oth-
your
Spring,
feet dry
right,
is
yeah.
really important.
Exactly, and you have backup socks, which I didn't really need for that reason.
Wow.
It rained on me, multiple times, but it was like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That's enough for your pack to get wet, but it's not enough to like question like why you're doing this. Because I've met people, who were successfully through hike previous years where like it might rain 4 days in a row straight.
Tar Hollow all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, that Tar Hollow camping.
That's just like on Naked and Afraid.
I know.
Yeah. But you had
Misery.
clothes on.
At least you have clothes. Yeah, on the Appalachian
Backup
Trail.
clothes.
What's the longest that you did in one day? How many miles did you do the most?
I did 24 miles in Pennsylvania. That led me to the half gallon ice cream challenge. And the second most is actually one of my next to last, or 2 days for my last day was 23 miles to finish up the 100-mile wilderness in Maine. And that's just because I wanted to be done with the 100-mile wilderness. It
Was
rained
it
on me
boring?
that day, though.
Was it boring, the 100-mile wilderness? You were like, I'm done
Or just
with it.
difficult?
Well, it was
or-
more because I had set a date with my mom. It's like one of the rare dates I had.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I told my
Trying to
mom a
get-
certain date, so I had 7 days to hit that date. So I hiked the 100-mile wilderness in like 5 days and 4 nights, and then I wanted to make that date with my mom because she's picking me up in Baxter State Park.
Okay, now, Paul,
Yeah.
this is the big question. During your hike,
Oh no, I don't even know what's
you're out there by yourself. You've quit your job.
relatively, right?
Relatively, yeah. Sometimes.
There's maybe only one person in America who thinks you're a hero. 2,000. It's 2,190 miles.
The
Right.
setup is great.
Did you ever think, "Oh, to hell with it, I'm done"?
No, never once.
All right,
Oh,
that's my hero. Dude, booyah!
I mean, I made a flippant comment earlier about I quit my job, so I really needed to do this. But a question that I actually got early on from some hikers, particularly like day hikers and section hikers, which I didn't really anticipate, is because particularly when they found out that I didn't have any prior experience, they would say, "Is this what you expected?" And I said it's exactly what I expected because I read all these trail journals.
right.
I mean, it's not that you're never surprised. I mean, it's not like that. But it's like you read enough trail journals, and pretty much people describe it. I mean, they don't have to go into great details, but they describe what it's like in the rain, or set up your tent, or hike 23 miles. And it's exactly what I expected. It didn't make it easy. I'm not.
Yeah.
No
Right.
point am I going. If I ever say this is easy, like please someone correct me here. But it wasn't easy, but it's exactly what I expected. And so I guess in that regards, that's why I didn't quit.
Well, what was your hardest day? Can you pinpoint what the hardest day was?
I think that was all mainly because of weather. Oddly enough, it wasn't even the technical difficulty. There were some days in New York State that were in the 90s. I mean, this is in the 90s, and you're covered by leaves, so like that. Those were
Draining.
hard. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could have decided to walk 5 miles, hike 5 miles that day, but I mean,
You're just trying to
You have
get
a
to where
plan.
you want to go.
yeah, you have a plan. I didn't hike 20 those days, but I mean, those were a couple hard days when it's hot. Your clothes are soaked with
That seemed
sweat.
like the
Yeah.
worst. But at least
Yeah.
you're under tree cover quite a bit.
You are, yeah. So at least you're right. So you don't have direct sunlight. Yeah, that's like the only good
But
part about
it
it.
can get really humid.
So yeah, those are probably the hardest moments. I mean, the hardest parts of the trail, like arguably, are like the White Mountains, because those you're going up, the 4,000 foot
Yeah.
peaks, and those are technically hard climbs. So, we talked about on days where I might have done 18, 20 miles. There were days there where I did 8 miles or 10. Because they're technically hard, but the weather was great. It was like 54 degrees. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I mean,
yeah.
didn't really need much water because it's it's not 90 degrees. But so yeah, hot weather, not good.
Awesome, Paul. Awesome. So, Paul,
Yes.
you made the mistake. Maybe our next to last phone call.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you don't even know you made a mistake.
Right. Did I walk into a trap?
Of
Yeah,
telling
exactly.
me that you met your first southbounder. Why don't you tell the people what a southbounder is?
So traditionally, people start in Georgia at Springer Mountain, like we've mentioned, and they hike northbound to Katahdin. That's traditional. It probably represents 95% of the people who attempt a through hike. There are a small number of people that will start in Georgia, start in Maine and do it in reverse. They start at Katahdin and hike southbound to Georgia. For that hike, you're leaving somewhere around June, but if you hike 6 months, you're giving up Thanksgiving, and I guess you go off trail, but
But you're called a southbounder then.
yeah, Sobo, southbounder. Yeah.
So now you're a northbounder. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
No.
I think since he did
No.
55-year-old
No.
as a northbounder,
Not guilty.
I say we do a GoFundMe so he doesn't have to get a job.
I don't like the GoFundMe platform.
Okay, well then we'll just have you pay for it.
Just direct
And-
donations.
And
He's
Paul,
changing his middle name to Nanette.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already a legend to
I can tell you how much Ohio State costs.
You bet you can. You heard that. Everybody heard that on
you're already a legend on Dinner with Dan broadcast, okay? Across the country, I might add. From Portland to Maine to Texas to everywhere in between. And I just think it would be so awesome that back to back, you were northbound one year and then you were southbound the next year.
I probably made the mistake. What Dan's referring to is I met a gentleman. Now, he did not immediately go southbound, but he completed the northbound in, I think, 2019, and probably close to my age, maybe a little younger. And people had asked him, like, friends, family, other hikers, like, oh, where are you gonna hike next? He's like, no way, I'm not doing any more hikes. And then, but this year,
Famous last words.
yeah, late last year, he decided, you know what? I'm going to try the southbound. And he had done a southbound. So I was like, why would you do southbound again? And he's like, well, it's what I know. Like, okay.
Setting that aside, would you do like another long trail? Like, would you go to the like Pacific Crest or something like that? Or are you done? Like this, this was what you had in your head, and you did it.
I don't have any desire. Oddly enough, my mom and I went to a presentation by a Mainer who lives in Maine. He writes an outdoor column for the Portland Press Telegram the last 23 years, and he's done all three. He's 62 now.
What are the three?
So it's the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail out west, and the Continental Divide Trail, in the Rockies, Yosemite, and he finished the Continental Divide Trail last year, and he's 62 this year. And he had a nice presentation, about an hour long, and nice photos, and the photos were great. It did not make me want to do it though. But what people say, I talked to hikers who have completed the Pacific Crest Trail, and people do say the Appalachian Trail is harder, which in one respect I find hard to believe, but what they say is it's because of the elevation changes on the Appalachian Trail. You're going up, you're giving that elevation right back by going down, then you go up again. Whereas apparently the Pacific Crest Trail and the Continental Divide Trail have their own set of challenges, but it's not the elevation
What
changes.
are their challenges?
Do you stay elevated on
You
those?
stay elevated.
I would think.
Yeah, you climb and then you're elevated, and then you stay up there. Pacific Crest Trail it's tricky because sometimes the snow might come late, so they have to make decisions on how far you go when the snow's as tall as this ceiling.
Oh wow.
So you might have to skip up. Wildfires in Pacific Crest Trail make it difficult.
Yeah.
Continental Divide Trail is way less water than the Appalachian Trail, which is why I find it hard to believe that people say the Appalachian Trail is harder.
It's just if you don't like going up and down.
If you don't like going up and down, because there's more hostels, there's more of a support ecosystem on the Appalachian Trail, but it's the technical challenge of going up and down.
I had no idea from reading your journals, how many people just showed up on the trail
I
to
know.
give people food.
Yeah.
Like food
Just
and
making
water
food for
and
like
or
volunteers.
Do they really?
Yeah, they
Just
like
making food and giving food away to random
grill out
hikers.
hot dogs
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
you've got
pancakes, whatever it was.
sandwiches and chips and
So Sam's referring to what we call trail angels. I mean, it makes sense. They're
trail
people,
magic.
Trail magic. Yeah, the trail angels provide trail magic or
Yeah, there
rides
it
to
is.
town. And sometimes it's people who do this every year, and sometimes they do it like the same weekend or same set of weekends. Sometimes there's a regularity to it. Other times it's people who finished a trail this year, and they said they want to give back.
Yeah.
oh wow.
And it is mostly, I mean, from a hiker's perspective, it's mostly random. Like, it's easy to say they do it the same weekend, but like, how would I know that? So
right.
So you find out that.
Yeah,
you
you're
talk
just
to
like-
them,
yeah, so it's really interesting because like you'll crest a hill, or go around, and all of a sudden it's there. And the first time that happened to me, I think I had hiked like 16 miles, like I don't know if it was like the longest, but it was early on. And it looked like a mirage. I mean, in your mind, it's trail magic because there's four trail angels grilling hamburgers.
And you've heard about them.
I've heard about
I'm
it.
hiking drunk.
Exactly.
This can't be real.
No, it's like that old cartoon
Yeah.
where Bugs Bunny, pictures Donald Duck as the turkey or whatever, like out on the
Exactly.
trail.
Did you see anybody medvaced out?
No, I didn't see anybody.
Way to make it dark,
I
girl.
know, it's dark.
Well, they do that on Naked and Afraid all the time.
Well,
But it's not in the movie.
I mean, I'm sure there's people who, turn an ankle seriously
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yes.
And
But you didn't see anybody.
No, there are definitely people who have to take, some time off because they've, like you said, turned an ankle. I met one woman from San Diego who had successfully completed the Pacific Crest Trail. So, I mean, she's a hiker for sure. But her foot was hurting her. She took 3 weeks off. She stayed, at a hostel for, the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah. So there is that. I didn't witness anything. But transition to another unasked question would be, a reason why people leave the trail. It's actually, medical reasons is, a way distant third. It's mostly because...
Really?
Yeah, it's mostly because people... It's not what they expected.
Wear out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's not what you expected as a broad category. It could be you're homesick, or you didn't really know what it was going to be. You just saw the movie, or read A Walk in the Woods, and you thought, I can do that. And you didn't really think about it too carefully. Or it's rained on you for 5 days.
Okay, so you're crushing my soul here by not wanting to do a southbound.
Oh boy. I think he'll get over
How
it.
about, since you're a good Catholic, How about doing the El Camino?
Oh,
From
I wanted
France
to do
into
that
Spain.
with Snapper.
And Kate will do it with you.
I wanted to do that trail with Snapper.
I know, that's why I'm bringing it up now.
There were a number of
How many miles is that?
Not as many.
Not as
you
many
go
for
over
sure.
the
But you go
Pyramid.
If you
That's one
if
route.
you start
What's it called? El Camino?
Yeah.
if you start in there are a couple of ways you can
Yeah.
start. But one is over the Pyrenees.
Right. Originally, we're talking about the El Camino. Originally, it was a medieval pilgrimage that
Yeah.
actually started in Paris.
Yeah.
And
That's
it worked
right.
its way. But now the traditional El Camino starts
Some
on the
people-
French side.
Some people start in Paris still,
Yeah.
I think, and
But
make
the,
their way to
the
that
majority,
start.
though, I think, start and then they go over. They go through the sun also rises was, with the
Oh yeah, it's like
with the bullfighting
Yes.
and Pamplona.
Pamplona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
500 miles.
500 miles. And so anyhow, there is, since we do talk about movies,
Yes.
there is a great movie. It stars a Dayton native, Martin Sheen,
Yeah.
and it was directed by his son, Emilio Estevez, called The Way. And it's about
It's very
walking
good.
the El Camino. And I do know Bob Deddens, who was the longtime municipal court judge in Oakwood, he eventually walked the whole way. I think he did it over 3 or 4 different times. But
I agree. Where I disparage a Walk in the Woods movie, I agree that The Way is a good movie, great movie. Both of them had the same effect on the respective trails. Both of them led to an increase
Yeah.
in people wanting
Did
to do
they?
it. Yeah.
I believe it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, the way makes me cry.
I met a couple, not very many hikers, particularly like from overseas, from the UK. 'Cause early on,
Turns
it's
out
like
I'm emotional about
early on in the
Shut
hike, you do ask like why did you want to do it, and then
Yeah.
after a few hundred miles, you stop asking that question. But there were a couple folks that had read Bill Bryson's book. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the reason, from the UK. I met a couple people who had hiked the Camino, and then they wanted to tackle the AT again, non-U.S. citizens. There was a guy I met at the very end. In fact, we gave him a ride afterwards. 72-year-old gentleman from Switzerland. Now, I have to say that if you're not from the U.S., American hikers aren't always very clever on the trail names. So his trail name was Swiss.
What a crazy name.
Whoa.
There was another guy from France. He wasn't through hiking, but his name was French Elephant. It's like, we can do better. Come on, guys. We can do better with our non-U.S.
Oh boy.
But anyway, Swiss was a hiker. I mean, he's hiked everywhere. And so when he did the Camino, he actually, I don't know if he created his own trail but he started like near Switzerland and then went through France and then over the
Wow.
Pyrenees.
Oh,
so
wow.
he definitely gets extra credit for doing the Camino.
Wow.
But I did talk to some hikers who had done the Camino, and they definitely paint a different picture than the AT. Like you're staying. I mean, the movie.
Yeah.
This is where the movie's accurate
Yeah.
for The Way.
This is
You do
why
it when you stay
when
in places?
Yeah.
Snapper and I watched it.
Oh, it's fancier.
We-
It's European.
Oh yeah. Snapper and I watched it, and it was like, oh well, they're staying in like beds a lot.
Yeah.
And they're drinking a lot of
and they're
wine.
drinking
Yeah.
a lot of wine, which we both were very
Yeah.
excited.
So with these
about.
hikers I talked to, I mean, we didn't talk about the movie, but I've seen the movie, and I can say that part's accurate. You're staying in a bed. You don't have to carry a tent.
It's not
You're
really
drinking-
if you don't start in the Pyrenees, it's not up and down the
Yeah.
mountainside.
I mean, you're still walking. I mean, you still have to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's easy, but I mean, it's not the same experience. Yeah.
For the listeners from the very beginning, when we had the block party episode, one of the guys I interviewed was Father Jim Schutte,
Yeah.
and he did the walk.
yeah.
The El Camino from France all the way over to the cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
So he completed it. And that was pretty cool.
That's very awesome.
Very cool.
Well, Paul, how's it like being back in civilization?
Pretty good. I mean, in some ways, you're never far from it on the Appalachian Trail, which is again why
Yeah.
I think it distinguishes itself from the other two trails. I mean, there are times you're walking right next to a highway or road, and then you go to town on hostile days, for
Yeah.
example. I mean, you're still hiking and you're focused on your trail chores like laundry. But when you have Wi-Fi, I mean, it's hard to say you're
Feels
out of
a little more-
civilization. And then I spent after the hike, my mom picked me up in Baxter State Park, and I spent 2.5 weeks in Lewiston, Maine, with them. So that was a transition. And now I've been here since Wednesday, back here in the Dayton area.
Oh, you've only been to Dayton since Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so honored that Sunday
I
comes
know.
to dinner with us.
You know?
But
Well-
how's it back being in Ohio after 6 months? I mean, you have these trail chores and then you have that. How is that?
I mean, Ohio's fine because I'm still not really reading the news a whole lot. So.
Oh, do you think you would have done this? Do you think the election affected your interest in getting away?
No.
I mean, it affected my thinking about
I
getting
mean, it's
away.
why I watched The Summer I Turned Pretty, so I
Yeah.
just wasn't.
I know, I'm looking
No.
for
Escapism
escapes.
is a thing.
It's really because Mia, graduated, Shamrock Julian in 2023. She graduates from Ohio State in 2027. So I kind of wanted, and I mentioned like my dad specifically is getting older, so I want to kind of sandwich it in those years. So it really wasn't the election, but I did meet a couple hikers who were, offered the opportunity to no longer work for the federal government.
Yeah.
Is there much MAGA on the trail?
No. I mean, I was never around anyone who's talking about current events of any sorts.
Oh, they don't. They keep politics
like-
off the trail.
Yeah, pretty much almost any current event, to be honest.
Is that right?
Wow.
So nobody talks about how it's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't
And
around
fascism
anyone.
exists?
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so
That's an escape.
That's
It's an escape, yeah.
That's part of the reason you
So-
do it, right?
yeah.
Do you
One
talk about
day-
shoot movies?
What?
Sorry, do you talk about movies on the trail?
Or shows or something.
Yeah, shows because you're always looking for something to download maybe and watch, like at night. Yeah, so you might talk a little about that. Yeah, honestly, you talk a lot about the trail, particularly when you get like a few hundred miles behind you, because when you meet people you haven't met before, then you're comparing experiences. So you talk a lot about that.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
now when you
Sorry,
were
Dan.
in Vermont,
The look I got?
No,
Yeah.
I know, like, oof.
say
You're
what?
on-
Interrupting
nice.
the agenda.
Yeah, I got a
The
look
meeting
from,
agenda.
I got a look from the judge over there when I was asking a question. I saw it.
Does he need a
There's
gavel?
only one alpha at
Yes.
this table.
I know. I'm sitting. I'm not sitting at the head of the table. I just want to
That's
say.
right.
Yeah,
Your-
that
your
on
tech
air
support.
sign.
Your tech support, remember
That on
that?
air sign. We needed a second sign
I
that
know.
directs whether or not anyone else is allowed to talk.
Maybe just a stoplight, Sam.
We need the
Yeah.
It would be on red for most
it
of
would
the
be on red the
conversation.
whole time, and
We
then
need-
it goes to yellow for a few seconds.
Eddie,
and
watch
then
out!
back to red.
He might make you his bailiff for
We
his
need-
dinner with
Bill,
Dan.
Bill
and then-
might make us one.
we
I
need a
don't know.
possession
Never
arrow
know.
like they have in basketball.
Possession arrow.
So anyhow, Paul, when you were in Vermont, you actually hiked with the U.S. Senator. Tell us about
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's right.
Did you talk about politics with him?
A little bit, but I met Senator Peter Welsh. I didn't know who. I mean, he didn't say anything that identified him. He lives in Norwich, Vermont, and I think it was a Saturday, so he's just out for a short hike, as he does, I guess. And he introduced himself. Oh, okay.
And you roll up with a few day patina on you, probably.
Yeah, I was hiking with that hiker I mentioned earlier from San Diego, and he asked us how our hike was going, for through hikers, and then he recorded us. I don't know if he posted
Why?
anywhere. He says he
Just
does
his
that.
conversation?
Yeah, he goes like, "How's been your experience been on the trail?" And I focused it on Vermont, of course, because I was about to exit Vermont, so I'd been in Vermont for a while, and I said, "Yeah, everybody in Vermont's been good. Got good trail
He's a good
magic."
staffer,
No. And
What I found interesting about that day, and for those of you who don't know, Paul took a Block Party T-shirt with him
Yeah.
and sent
Very
many
impressive.
Block Party, and I think
You have your own book. You have
the
your
book,
own book.
think
the book
he's
is right behind Eddie.
Forever. You will
He
be
may have-
immortalized.
He may have taken the all-time lead away
And
from
there are still some pictures I need to provide. Yes.
And
It's not
so
quite
we have
complete.
many pictures of Paul at different places along the Appalachian Trail. But what I find interesting,
Yeah,
Paul,
please
about
keep
that
eating
day,
if you want.
when you hiked with a U.S. Senator, the picture you took was not of the U.S. Senator, it was of a porcupine.
I know.
We didn't hike with him. He was going south
just-
and we were going north.
You just like stopped and chatted.
yeah, we
right?
stopped and chatted.
Oh, he's
yeah,
a southbounder.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh,
he was
Paul.
like his house apparently is
So-
like a stone's throw from the trail. Or
Okay.
So he said. So yeah, in hindsight, yes, I probably should have.
But he took a picture with you.
Yeah,
told me
well,
that.
he
Yeah.
videoed us. No, he didn't take a picture. He wasn't in it. He just videoed. He
Of
asked
you.
us questions
Yeah.
and we gave responses. And the only yeah, I mean, if I'd been thinking faster, yeah, I could have gotten a picture with him. Maybe gotten him to
there
wear the
any more of
Garrett's
this, Sammy?
Club Garrett's
Oh,
T-shirt.
yes.
Paul, you
But-
did better because
Well,
you got a
hold
guy
on,
from
hold on.
Naked and Afraid to wear the
But to
t-shirt.
answer the question about
now you're skipping
to
ahead.
answer the question about politics, I said I'm from Ohio. I said I'm not really well represented, by my
You want to brew some?
senators.
If you're interested.
I said, I like Sherrod Brown, and he said, oh yeah, I like Sherrod Brown too. He's going to run again. I said, okay.
Because you were out of the loop.
Yeah. I was out
Oh
of it.
yeah, you didn't even know that. Yeah.
And so the only thing I said is like when we said goodbye, I said, Senator, please keep fighting for Medicaid. Which
Good
is,
for you.
Yeah.
Which one I believe it, but it's also a callback to working for CareSource, a Medicaid managed care company. So, and he
Whoa.
said,
Now, if
I'm
the
gonna- I'll
donuts
try.
need to be freshed up, we can microwave them for a quick second.
So
Wow.
now you said we've got 2 of each. Do they only make 6 donuts, or you just got 2
You just-
of
did you
6
get, like,
that you like?
Well, Brandy from Legacy, who's my legs, goes into Dunkin', and I told her to get 6 donuts, 2 of each.
Oh, you didn't
So
say
they-
Noah's Ark to her?
Huh?
You hadn't trademarked it yet. You didn't say Noah's Ark to her.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
You
okay.
called it the
Yeah.
Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
All right.
But then you had to explain it.
But
that's okay.
Yeah, so I just told her get 6 donuts, 2
Oh, I
of
think,
each.
I think
look
she's,
yummy.
yeah, I think she did a good job. There's a lot of chocolate donuts
Yeah, a
in
lot
there.
of chocolate donuts.
Anybody want coffee?
Yeah, there's Dunkin' coffee
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, 1,
Ooh.
2. Anybody else?
Yeah,
I'll
take
take
some
a coffee.
gravy.
Dunkin', you want coffee?
Please. Yeah.
Okay.
Is this okay?
Oh,
Was it
the
good?
pulled pork was great.
Okay,
The
good.
mac and cheese was
Green
great.
beans were good.
green
It was all good.
beans
It was
were
all
great.
good.
Okay.
So
Did
Eddie,
anybody try my homemade barbecue? That's what I really want to
did
know.
not.
Is it good? I liked it. Or the onions, you can have onions. No, the thing I'm most proud about was the thing that didn't even take much time. It's the
What's that?
barbecue sauce.
well,
was really
I'll give it a
good.
taste.
It's got a zing to it. So just prepare, but it's no onion or garlic.
So I do think it's funny, like the hard time you gave me about posting a picture of a porcupine on my blog that day instead
I
of
liked the
instead of a
porcupine.
U.S. senator. But here's the thing: I've seen a U.S. senator before. I've not seen a porcupine in the wild.
There you go.
No offense to Senator Welsh.
Porcupine in the wild.
Yeah, porcupine in the wild.
I really want to see a porcupine in the wild. So
I,
yeah, I
you
would
saw
have.
no
I've
bears.
only seen them in zoos.
Yeah,
I've seen one of them.
so I saw
know.
a porcupine, I saw a skunk, numerous deers, too many to count. What I did not see, which is on the AT
No
through
bears.
hiker checklist, is no bears.
You didn't see any,
Not a
not
single
even in
bear.
the distance.
No, I was around them because there was a couple
Yeah,
times.
did you like their presence was?
Yeah.
Because they don't
close?
bury their poop.
yeah, right, exactly. So you could see it.
Oh, yeah.
They're not-
Scat. They
Yeah,
call it
Scat.
scat.
they don't. They
Bear
can't
scat.
They can't use the deuce trial thing.
Yeah.
But there was one
I
time.
bet they could. They just don't.
Or
want
the
to.
Charmin.
Yeah.
The bears that use the Charmin toilet
right.
tissue. Yeah.
There was one time I wrote about in the blog where I was in Connecticut. I was hiking with a hiker. Her name was Doolittle, and we had hiked together for a couple days.
She veterinarian.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh,
I forget what she.
Was that her trail name?
is she
Doolittle,
is
yeah.
she a
Okay.
zookeeper?
No, she
No, I
talked
don't
to the
think
animals.
so.
Is it just because she talked to the animals?
Actually, I don't know why she was.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Sorry.
she wanted to. Yeah.
It's not fair that you would know everybody's origin.
Originally, I would
nickname,
ask,
origin
and then
story.
I would forget to ask. But we got up, cleared camp, and we're hiking on the trail, and we're probably like maybe 50 or 60 yards apart, and we both hear a rustling off to our left, and we both turn. It was a bear, but because of the bushes and all that, I didn't see it. She saw it, and she knew I hadn't seen one, and she's like, "Please tell me you saw that." I'm like, "No." And it was like her 12th bear or something. And
Oh my gosh.
So, but the thing is, like, if the roles had been reversed, like if she had been in the lead and I'd been where she was, then yes, I would have seen it. So it's just like, you're gonna see one or you're not.
Yeah.
Well, when we do, when the time comes that we do the Oregon Trail episode,
Yes.
you will hear in the journal, and then Eddie can explain it in more detail. They did see bison,
Oh wow.
wild bison.
That's
Very
pretty
cool.
Yeah.
I didn't see moose, but that's rare. I mean, that's
That
part
yeah, that would. Well, and they're only in part of the trail.
of it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you,
I
you're
mean,
right.
you could see a bear at any point,
Yeah.
right?
At any point. So no bear, but that's okay.
Yeah.
By the time I got to New England, I stopped being bummed
It's
out about
you
it.
know, it might have just been for the best.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I've seen a bear once, but I was
Yeah.
driving.
Oh wow.
I was running full speed across the interstate.
Was it crazy? Like, were you just
Where
like,
were
oh my
you?
god, that's a bear?
You were sleeping. We were driving to Charlottesville
Oh wow.
for Marty's wedding.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I just see this blur out of my peripheral vision, and this
It's
bear,
a bear.
full speed, incredibly impressive.
Wow.
I slowed down. I might have hit
Yeah.
it, and it like crossed the interstate, full speed, kept going.
Oh
Black
wow.
bear.
I did not
It was
see
in
anything
rural
like that
Virginia.
when
Yeah.
I went to
Yeah.
Marty's
Pretty cool.
wedding.
Yeah, that's the only one I've ever seen.
Well, Paul
It
took the
was-
train to Marty's wedding.
I know.
Yeah.
One of the oddities on the trail is that the trail goes through this zoo, the small zoo in Fort Montgomery, New York, right before the
that's-
Hudson River. And there they have a
Totally
bear,
bizarre.
but it's not native to the area. So
Yeah.
in that regard, I saw a bear.
You saw a bear in captivity.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, how
There's a-
much of the trail is in New Jersey?
Ooh, it's a
Just a
small,
pot-
yeah,
It's
maybe
like-
70
We
miles.
kept like
Okay.
that's the state we kept missing.
Yeah.
When from memory, when we were putting together the block party book,
Yeah.
we were like, "Oh, we're missing something. Where, like, what state are we missing?"
Maybe 70 miles.
Yeah, we realized
Really
it was
quick,
New
yeah.
Jersey.
There is a castle in the Czech Republic that has a bear moat.
Oh,
Literally a bear moat. We
Yes, we
visited,
saw the bear in the moat.
and they have bears in the moat.
nice.
Is it better than,
Keep people out.
better than alligators?
Yeah, that's what they used to do in this place. It was very strange in Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
When I lived in Florida,
No one ever
I
took the
crossed
castle,
the Everglades a few times, and I used to see alligators. They have fences on the highway when you drive through the Everglades. But they used to tell me, here I am, the girl from Ohio. They're like, be really careful on the highway in the Everglades. Because if the alligators are able to bust through the fences, they like to sun themselves on the highway. And you will, rip the bottom of your car out
my
if you
gosh.
hit one. And I was like, what? What?
That's
What are we doing down here?
And
I mean, and
Why-
reason number 496
Yeah, exactly.
why Florida is trash.
I was like, why do people live here?
Exactly.
And Paul, since Kate has brought that up about alligators, one of the things, I've known you for a long time, and I watch a lot of TV, and it purposely saved a bunch of shows that you haven't watched. One of them is Animals on Drugs, which is the meth alligators. So
Okay.
we're going to watch that together.
That did not come up on trail either.
And
I
then
like-
I mean,
also,
that's what you miss the most is Dan Garrett's
I
on the
like-
trail,
also
right?
Claw Catchers, which is about lobster fishermen.
Okay.
Which I know is right up your alley
get into
because it's
that.
Maine and
Yeah.
Nova Scotia,
Yeah, get into-
lobster fishermen.
Yep.
And of course, I've got some good Naked and Afraid episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what did you miss the most being on
Yeah.
the trail?
I'm going to say, not much. I mean,
Not much. So why won't you just go back and live there forever? How much did it cost to be on the trail?
ooh, I was hoping that
That's a
question.
good question, man.
Yeah.
On advice of counsel, you do not have to answer
I was
that.
just curious how much. What?
Trying to
I
get him
think
in
it's a
trouble.
good question.
More than
It's-
a dollar less than $1 million.
No, it was more than I thought, but what I thought was more based on probably, because I said it was 2017, so those would have been based on 2015 numbers, and I don't need to tell anyone
Oh,
listening
yeah.
that
Everything's
Yeah.
more
the food
expensive.
prices,
Because
that
of the tariffs.
yeah, I kept track of my expenses because I have a finance
Yes.
had
How
a
much did
finance.
you spend?
You
don't wanna say?
Yeah, I don't really want to say. It's a lot, but a lot. And I was like, where did I spend money? Did I spend more money at hostels or hotels?
Right.
And it really wasn't really hotels. It's food prices.
There's no
kidding.
price that can be put on what you did, Paul.
Well, I just wondered in case
It's-
somebody
So,
was
like-
listening wanting to go, how much did you have to save to get
Well,
on the trail?
the gear. I'll give
How much was the gear?
The gear. It wasn't all my money, but because I got gift cards, But it was almost all new gear because I didn't have any prior
Well,
gear.
because you had never
Yeah.
stayed overnight on a trail.
Exactly.
essentially, before. So why would you have
Yeah.
gear?
Yeah, I think the raincoat I already had, right?
You
is
own
that-
the raincoat
so is
and
that-
the hat. The hat.
And the
And
hat.
give you the hat.
I know.
too.
Yeah,
It was a
that was
And your Club Garrett shirt.
in the Club Garrett shirt, my luxury item, right? Because it was kind of dead weight in that sense. Because I didn't wear it.
It was
I
great
didn't,
weight, though.
I didn't wear it hiking, but it was about 4,000 on gear, which I don't.
Wow.
I don't. It sounds high. But one of the things is if you pay for lighter gear, it's going to
Yeah.
cost more. And I didn't pay for the lightest gear; otherwise, it would be more than 4,000.
Well, because how many pounds of stuff did you have? What was your weight?
It was including food and
Oh,
water,
no.
maybe 4 to 5 days of food and water. It was probably about 38 pounds, which is on a heavy side. They say stay under 40, But I honestly, unless I would have spent money on way lighter gear, because I went back when I was at my parents, I'm like, where would I have saved weight? Because I thought, well, I had an extra pair of shorts I ended up didn't hardly wear. But like
that would have
that
been
doesn't weigh that
nothing.
much.
That doesn't weigh anything.
So like between a shirt and a short, that would have been less than 2 pounds. I'm like, okay, that's not where the weight is. Hostels though were like anywhere from like $35 to $50, but
A night.
A night, yeah. But to give you, I mean, this is like a small example because the only one I looked at.
More expensive than I would have thought.
But I ended up eating like a lot of the tuna packets, like Starkist tuna packets, and I was at Kroger here the other day, and I was like, how much does it cost at Kroger? And it's like $1.39, 10 for $10 running a sale. Somebody's running a sale. So $1.39. But like you go to a convenience store on the trail, you're paying $2.50 for one packet. Yeah, so food is expensive anyway. But then you're typically doing it at a convenience store. I mean, Dollar General is decently priced, but even then, it's still going to be a little bit more than the big Kroger here.
And you can't Costco it up.
You can't.
You gotta buy it as you go.
Right.
And that.
Because anything, if you buy too much,
General.
then you got to carry it.
The exploitation of Dollar General.
Yeah, well, yeah, don't get me started. I
places.
can't stand them, but that's
So
they're evil.
It's terrible. They're terrible.
I'm happy. I was actually
know.
thinking like I've never been so happy about something near us closing.
Me too.
So
And the Family Dollar.
I didn't go to that many like true restaurants. Maybe more than I'm remembering, but I mean, I kept track of the expenses and I categorized it, separately. And so maybe, did I need to go to all those restaurants? Okay, like maybe not. But like even all the restaurants probably added up to like $700, and that doesn't move the needle on what I spent.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a day in, day out food. I mean, I joked in the blog, I think, or certainly in person, like I drank a lot of Gatorade, but even if I had 100 Gatorades at $2.50, that doesn't move the needle either.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Paul,
collectively it all
since you
adds
brought
up,
up the food, why don't you say why you selected this meal? Because we left it up
And
to
how
Paul.
did we do on it?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay?
So, listeners will remember from Lad's podcast, Dan had wanted to serve tuna packets and
God.
We were like,
granola bars.
we said
And,
no.
His dinner
And
with Dan.
champagne.
His dinner with Dan regulars had a revolt.
Yep, they sure did.
Correct.
Off mic,
Rightfully
generally
so.
off mic, and so Dan's like, okay, so.
Rightfully so.
But he said I get the choice of the dinner. I said I thought about it. I had to think about it because I wasn't
Because
prepared
that
for
was
that
Osborne
question.
lobster.
Yeah, and I thought about it, and I said, well, let's do pulled pork because
we're gonna have to work that into something. But we'll get back.
I'll
to that
enjoy
later.
watching you.
So
all
I
eat it.
said pulled pork because I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? If I went to a restaurant, it was more likely a barbecue restaurant than anything.
You
your
ate
blog
so much pulled pork
Yeah,
and mac
see?
and cheese.
Your
You could
blog
write a book
was full of
reviewing
it.
the
Yeah.
best pulled pork and mac and cheese.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
So in a way, we are eating something I
Trail
had
food.
trail food
Yeah.
when I was in
funny.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does tie in.
Yeah.
So
And
thank
the-
you all. Thank you.
And how does it stack up, Paul?
This is good. This is pretty good.
And the fancy
Homemade.
shrimp, and the
You
fancy
have a copy, right?
Yeah, thank you.
shrimp champagne.
Yeah, that I didn't have
Well,
on
Here,
there.
you have to have the retired judge.
That's a good
Okay.
mug there.
No, did you drink coffee on the trail?
I didn't.
Yeah, see, this is
So
what
Eddie brings up a
killed
good
me.
point here.
This is a
The
great
caffeine
question,
can
Eddie.
Dehydrate.
Yeah, Eddie brings up a strong question here.
But
because,
like, you're a coffee drinker.
Yeah, so to have coffee, I would have needed to state the obvious. I would have needed to boil water, but I did not choose to bring. They call it a stove, but a little heating element.
Yeah.
Which put me in a distinct minority, because most people are bringing a little heating element to boil water because sometimes they need the coffee, or they're using it to rehydrate dehydrated meals. And again, reading these blogs or trail journals, I decided I didn't want to do that. Not because I got some philosophical opposition to it, but I was trying to envision myself at the end of the day, making sure I had enough water to boil it, and then when you put it in when you rehydrate the freeze-dried meals, you gotta wait like 8 to 9 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I didn't want to do it. And in the morning to drink coffee, you're repeating it. Like you gotta make sure you have the water. You still have water to
And
And then
take
you gotta
with
pack
you.
it all up.
Pack it all up.
Like, delays your
Well,
departure,
Paul,
right?
But there were people who had coffee. Like one guy that I hiked with, he was a really strong hiker, and so he typically got later starts in the morning because he was able to do the miles in a shorter time. So he would savor his coffee and.
Paul,
What time did you start?
Typically 8:30, but anywhere from 7 to 8:30. Yeah.
Paul,
Early days.
Early
Because your
enough,
hiker
yeah.
midnight was
I might be up
dark,
at 6
right?
though. I just didn't want to leave my tent. You know?
Paul,
Yes.
you have watched enough Naked and Afraid with me
Yes, I
to
watched.
know how to start a fire with a bow drill.
Never.
So you didn't need to bring a heating element. You could have made a bow drill.
Oh, come on, Dan. I have watched even more Naked and Afraid with you, and I know that those only work about 40% of the time.
Yeah, but Paul's a master. He could have
I
got
don't
it.
know.
I should have asked Yukon, also known as Ryan on Naked and Afraid, to do one for us
Oh,
in the
yeah.
backyard.
You got to get to that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, so apparently I know from the podcast that I'm also an MVP in the Club Garris
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
lore.
That, I think,
Because
is when I said you might be in the
Hall
will.
of Fame. You were the first in the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
because there was a one of the hostel owners, the Ohm Dome in near Andover, Maine.
Ohm Dome.
The owner, who is a thru hiker, AT thru hiker, apparently he was on Naked and Afraid, but I didn't know that from him. It was like a trail angel told me. It's like, oh yeah, you're staying at the Ohm Dome.
Get me one.
You know, he goes,
something in it.
you know, Yukon, the owner,
yeah.
is a Naked and Afraid
late.
participant. So of course, when Yukon, aka Ryan, picked us up, I wasted no time in asking him about. I hear you were on Naked and Afraid, and he's not. I mean, he will talk about it, but he doesn't. I get the feeling he doesn't bring it up himself. But if you
What
bring
do you say
it
about it?
up, he said that it's difficult. He goes, he said he put a lot of content out there. So like when you watch him in the clips, he goes, it's at first he said it was kind of like not sad, but like kind of bummed out because he did a lot. He goes, but not everyone realizes that. I mean, you need to generate. Not all the contestants generate the same amount of content. So he said sometimes the producers try to kind of prod you a little bit without telling you what to do. He did talk about the one thing he said the producers asked him to do was do a tally mark for how many days, and he's like he said he wasn't going to do it because that's not something he would have done.
Yeah.
So, he
for
made
real.
it all the way through, Dan. You know this guy, right? You remember him.
Yeah,
So
he's
it.
almost a legend.
Oh,
He's been
okay.
on 4 or 5, and he's done
Wow.
the XLs where it's but more than 21 days. Yeah,
And he is.
I think he was on Naked and Afraid of Sharks, and
He did mention that.
Fucking God.
So I know
I
from
know.
having watched it, I've made fun of it because I'm like,
I feel
oh.
like I feel
I've
like
like,
they
oh, the
jumped
producers
the
like,
shark a little
I've been
bit.
like, the producers put that dead kudu there, so and they don't do that. But he said sometimes they generate content.
Don't eat a parrot head or a bird head.
He
Don't
said
do it.
that the producers or whatever might say, oh, there's something interesting over there, but over there could be 4 miles away. So I mean, they don't tell you what it is that's over there. They don't tell you how far over there
That's
is.
good to know.
Yeah, so they're not really giving you anything because if you're not producing much content, they might say, "Oh, there's something interesting," but then now they got content for that person, walking whatever 4 miles or something. And I ran into him again a couple days later, and you don't want to talk about money, but I was like, I just got to ask. I was like, do you get paid or anything? And they get a per diem that doesn't even begin to cover.
See, that's what's bullshit about this. These people don't get paid. That's why I don't watch
Yeah.
reality TV.
Yeah. So
I want people that are entertaining me to be paid well.
yeah. So
Amazing
anyway,
Race, they get $1 million
If they win,
if they win,
you don't get shit if you lose.
and they get to go around the world.
Who cares? I want to get paid well. I want the people to get paid well.
Awesome, Paul. I can't believe you're sitting here. Last time you and I broke bread with Bob Evans
Bob
on
Evans.
April 8th out on Dorothy Lane Market.
I remember that.
Yeah, it seemed like a long time when you started, but now that you're here, it's gone really fast. I know that's the way
Well,
life
we
is.
had
Yeah.
a whole spring, summer, almost. And
I
we were a
know,
month
it's-
into fall.
It's just because,
A
I'm
week
getting
into fall.
old and things just move by you really fast.
Things
these
start to
days.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, I met people at all different paces. I mean, I met a lot of people who had started in March because I had eventually caught up to them. But I also met a guy who he had a 5-year-old, 10-year-old daughter at home, wife, and he wanted to do it in 120 days, which to me seemed fast.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
but what was funny is he had met a couple of guys who were doing it in 100 days, and he made them sound like it was fast. And I'm thinking, dude, you're doing 120. That's pretty fast.
That's super fast.
But he
Well,
just,
yeah, because he would get divorced otherwise. I mean,
he didn't want to spend much time on the
Maybe
trail.
he wanted to get divorced. I don't know.
They should take longer.
Yeah, he'd been like, "Oh, sorry, honey, I missed it. How was the 5-year-old?"
He should have done the southbound yo-yo.
Now,
Just go right back.
Go
That's
right back, turn around.
in the movie, there's a scene where they walk out on this overhang. That's a real thing,
Yeah,
right?
McAfee Knob.
Yeah, I think we have a picture. I
Yeah,
think
you
took
have a picture
of that.
there.
That's
Club
got to be
years.
stunning.
Yeah, it's not as dramatic. The photos make it look dramatic. It looks like you're hanging over an edge and there's like huge drop off. It's not that
Was
big.
there fog when you were there? Or am
Not
I
that
thinking of
one.
another
Other,
place?
yeah, plenty of other
Oh.
places. Early on, I had a lot of like through the Smoky Mountains and
Yeah,
Southern
I remember
Virginia.
like some of the pictures
Yeah.
on the blog being like fog.
So earlier we kind of touched on, because I did it in 6 months, was that I really enjoy the views and all that. I kind of stopped caring about the views because for a long time all I saw was clouds and fog. So you kind of stop being interested in what a view might have been. There's an iconic part on the trail called the Grayson Highlands, and there's ponies that are nominally wild except people feed them. And so that was one of the very
humans.
Yeah, humans.
ruin everything.
So it's one of the few things I was actually looking forward to, seeing these ponies and all that, because they'll come up to you. It was fogged in, no ponies, so no bears, no ponies in the Grayson Highlands. So that kind of turned me off to worrying about views. And then, kind of after a while, after you've hiked so many miles, you don't even want to take a small detour. They'll be oh, there's a great view that's 0.1 miles. Too far, because you just don't want to put any more steps on your body.
Okay, so that's visual. I'm going to ask you a question about audio. Okay, in the movie, I watched the director's thing,
Oh, yeah.
and he talked about the sound that they used, and they very specifically, as you walk the trail, there's different birds in different locations, and so the birds that are in Georgia. On the movie, you hear those birds. The birds that are just in Virginia, you hear those birds. Did you hear different
Did you
birds as
notice?
you went along?
Yeah, the whippoorwills, because they're this really distinct.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what they were at first. Someone had to tell
Yeah.
me. And you can download an app that will identify
Yeah.
that too. But
Those bird songs.
so yeah, I remember the whippoorwills in Georgia because particularly pronounced that in the evening or at night. But after Georgia or North Carolina, I probably stopped paying attention to the birds. They didn't seem as distinct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite state?
This might be a recency bias, but maybe Maine because of the 100-mile wilderness. It was really peaceful.
Even though you wanted to do 24 miles.
Even though I did 23 on the last day, yeah. It was really peaceful. If I hadn't been meeting my mom on a certain date, I might have been tempted to take longer in the 100-mile wilderness because it really was peaceful. It wasn't a technical challenge. There's ponds. The weather was fantastic.
Those blog pictures of those days with the ponds and stuff, it was beautiful.
And the ponds are pretty shallow, so they're not super cold. I did go in a pond one day, but I would have had an opportunity to camp right next to the pond,
that would've been nice.
on a beach.
Go skinny dipping, or you bring a swimsuit in that pack?
Yeah, you gotta just jump in.
Yeah, I did that. I mean, nobody was around.
Whoa, Polly!
I didn't want to get my clothes wet. My hiking.
Good question, Eddie.
Good question.
One of our-
Man, you always bring it
I
so
know.
well.
I know.
Just a few things, and then
That's my boy.
he
right.
brings it in.
One of our favorite hikes at Acadia was a hot day, and we hiked, and then we came upon this mountain lake, and it was 85
Clear
degrees
and-
real
Oh,
hot,
yeah.
clear and pristine, and we
Oh,
all
wow.
jumped
Jumped
We
in.
did. It was very nice.
Oh,
Some of the
Jump
best
wonderful.
hikes of our life have been.
All
made.
natural.
No, we had
No,
suits on.
Yeah.
There were other people
Right,
around.
so-
I just thought maybe
They were
we were
not
going back to
alone.
the parking lot at Roosters
No,
up on
there
Broadway.
were- there were like-
They were not alone.
There were
Okay.
children.
We were not alone
there were
there
7 or
either,
8
and we
people.
kept our clothes on in the Roosters
Yeah.
parking lot.
So
True.
they say
True
the windows
story.
were very fogged. We couldn't tell.
Not even in a car.
No, they weren't. They were.
Dan Garris makes
They were
things
not
up.
in a car at Roosters.
At Roosters, yeah, they were.
No, they were
No,
not.
we
No,
weren't.
no, we were not.
I was there too.
We were
and
just
they were
making
they were
out
making
in the parking
out
lot.
in the
In the
park-
public? You weren't in
standing
a car?
there.
Just
no, they
standing
were not.
Just so everybody could watch us from
We
the
were in
window.
the car. No one would have seen us.
Yeah, we didn't care.
Good point.
I was there too.
I think the story's better if the windows got fogged.
Well, you
Okay.
make it whatever you want.
Whatever.
Well, I
Like
strive
you
to be
said, we're 80% accurate.
Oh, good call.
85 to 90%.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just,
Well,
I just
pushed
got
I'm
fact checked.
the one pushing the percentage up.
Okay,
They
I
were
just got
not in a
fact
car.
They were there. I was too busy eating wings.
I
Instant
think there
fact
were
check.
lots of folks there. We had been drinking. That is
Yes.
true.
Well, and that was, remember, we went on a very, speaking of spending time outdoors when it's not comfortable.
So hot.
We had gone on the hottest camping trip known to man
It was
to
like
Cowan
100
Lake.
It was 107
Like,
degrees.
how many weeks before?
Just like a week.
It wasn't that
Maybe
long.
10 days.
Your son Franklin was on that camping trip
Yeah,
and witnessed the beginning
that's right.
where they were they sat outside at a picnic table.
We did not make out there though.
No, but they sat outside talking, and Frank kept going. Frank, who was like 16 or something at the time, was like, "They're talking all night. What are they doing out there?"
Frank,
And everybody was like, "Frank, leave him alone."
Frank was always obsessed with our relationship at the front.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
And he was very aware. Like, what are they doing out there?
I remember Frank on that trip because he came out. Sam and I were on the park picnic bench, and he came out and said that Yoko Ono ruined the Beatles. And
Yeah.
Sam got very serious and was like,
Yeah.
"It's true. Courtney Love ruined Nirvana too." And I was like,
yeah, you're like,
Sure, that happened.
It was like this very serious conversation.
yeah, but yeah, Frank was very involved in keeping a watch
Yeah,
for
it's
these
true. And then he was obsessed with Sam's car
being
Yeah.
on the
That-
block. Yeah.
in that
Always
fall.
across the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was obsessed with that. So
Yeah.
Frank had an obsession about Sam Braun. Just saying.
So, Paul,
Dan didn't like that conversation.
I think it was hilarious.
What's that
That is
Well, I
a,
believe all the Garris children were saying
Had a
things
problem.
related to our relationship. I think it started at the top.
Oh,
at the top.
Kate almost spit out her coffee.
I'm a great spit
wasn't me, it was
taker.
Snapper.
I'm a great spit taker.
Snapper
Snapper was very obsessed,
Oh,
as
shit.
I
It
recall.
was Snapper.
Oh, they blame
Wasn't
us
me.
to this day.
Yeah.
She did blame me for all of her children living in sin. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much true. So,
So Paul,
So anyway, back
You done?
to the trail.
back to the trail.
You can have more donuts.
Yeah.
well, yeah, don't
Yeah,
take the plate
don't take
away.
the
How
plate.
rude.
He said he was done.
Yeah, it was because
He
he's being nice to you.
Look at all those donuts.
Now that you're back
Are you done?
and the trail's over, we at Dinner with Dan have put together a little bag for you.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So, how are we doing time-wise there,
We're
Nana?
great.
Oh, great. It's great.
Put a little bag for you together of memories of your trail.
Wow.
First off, in case you forget, we got you a Blu-ray copy of A Walk in the Woods.
Okay, thank you.
So if you forget about what it was like, there you go. That's for you, Paul.
A mediocre movie for
Yeah.
your...
Maybe the
And then,
Jenna being generous.
for the good times, we've got you a CD of Copeland's Appalachian Spring,
Oh wow,
Oh, lovely.
which is
That's lovely.
yeah.
great.
I've not listened to that.
You're hard to... Oh, you've never listened
I think
to...
my car is still old enough
Oh.
to have a CD or
You've
disc.
never
Oh,
listened to
good.
Copeland's Appalachian Spring?
Not knowing.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, when I listen to it, maybe
We-
I'll be like, oh yeah.
I played it in 8th grade band.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
think
one of the
I did
most
too.
famous. It might be the most famous American song ever.
Yeah, it is.
Now, even
It's
though
not.
you're back, Paul, and even though you've completed it,
It is
we got
amongst
you
8th grade band.
the Seal of the Sierra Club field guide, and in it, it's got pictures of. Got a lot of places to keep notes. It's got basic knots and hitches for the outdoors. Okay, so if you got to tie knots, you've got it.
Okay.
And then it's also got poisonous plants, how to identify,
Yeah.
and poisonous plants prevention and first aid.
There's some poison ivy out there.
And then it's got wilderness and remote first aid kit checklist.
Oh.
And then it's got 10 wilderness essentials. Now, I understand you've already completed this, but you know, no matter how old you are and no matter how long you've been, there's always time to learn
True.
more. And
True.
in it, it's also got a 2026 calendar.
Okay.
So, you know, if this winter you change your mind about being a southbounder, you got the calendar there to work
Start
it out.
planning.
Thank you.
Okay. Then we know that you get hungry on the trail.
Hiker Hunger, yes.
This
Okay.
is the best salmon jerky ever. Eddie's going to agree.
There's not many kinds of salmon jerky.
This
I believe
is,
that 'cause I didn't see any in the convenience stores.
you will think you are a bear in a river out in the Pacific Northwest grabbing salmon as they come up to
Yeah.
spawn.
Okay.
This is great salmon jerky. It's from a place that Eddie and I have bought salmon
Sea
from
Bear.
for years. It's called Sea Bear.
Sasquatch approved.
Yeah, it's Sasquatch approved. And we also have their salmon chowder, which is really good
Oh,
too.
wow. Yeah.
But so there's
Thank
that.
you.
in
Are you
case
gonna
you're
give them
hungry.
salmon chowder? Just
Yeah,
jerky.
well, yeah, we'll get them a Eddie. Let's get them a bag of salmon
my
chowder
God.
too. And then, we haven't been to Costco for a while, so we're running a little bit short of toilet paper. I was going to give you some more toilet paper, but I'm going to give you this fall issue of the Sierra Club
You're hilarious.
in case
Louie.
you
Need toilet paper?
in case you need toilet
Yeah,
paper.
just rip a page
And
out.
then, and then finally,
Read.
Paul,
And then read.
finally, and I think you're really going to like this. Okay, yeah, here's salmon
Oh,
chowder.
salmon
This is
chowder.
really
You
good.
sure you want to part with that?
Oh yeah, this is really good.
Appreciate it.
Well, once a year they have a little sale on it, and last time there was a
Stock up.
sale on the salmon jerky, I bought 36 packs of it.
Okay. That is stocking up.
To the bears that live here, there's only 2 packs left.
Oh boy.
There's 2 packs left, one for Eddie and one for me.
Eddie,
That salmon jerky's great. I mean, it's
I
great.
actually got a pack when I was in Door County, a little pack of salmon jerky, and I ate some and my dog ate some. I gave some to my dog.
That your dog's a lucky dog.
He likes salmon.
So
What
Archie
can I
approved
say?
in addition to Sasquatch approved.
He likes it.
And then finally, the
He likes
last
salmon
gift.
things.
The last gift. You know, I do a lot of catalog shopping because my knees
I
are no
don't-
good.
I-
Don't know if you
yeah.
know that.
Yeah. Don't know if you know. There's probably a
It
mailbox
is
full of
the
catalogs.
official
Oh, cool.
calendar of the
Ooh,
Appalachian Trail
nice.
Conservancy. And it's not from 2005, it's 2006.
Oh, great.
26.
Thank you.
26,
26.
26.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant.
20.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
Yeah, I
You
thought you
were
were like,
26.
did you give him a
Which
calendar
he's-
from 20 years
It's
ago?
a
Like,
vintage.
what?
It's a vintage calendar.
He's wearing the shirt for the
Yeah.
conservancy.
So this is
Yeah.
the official.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
And
really
it's
nice,
got all the
Danny.
pictures
It
on the
is
back.
nice.
So by giving me a 2026 calendar, you're pretty much conceding that I'm not hiking southbound. in
No, I'm
26.
thinking you are hiking south now.
I can't. This won't be my luxury item.
Bag up.
I'm not taking
That's
the calendar
nice.
with
Yeah,
me.
that might
And-
get mangled in your back.
And
Yeah,
then
for sure.
And then you get to take this bag too.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, there you go.
Always love more reusable grocery bags.
Very
Thank you,
nice,
Dan.
Dan.
Very thoughtful.
There you go.
Dinner with Dan is nothing if not thoughtful.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Look how many notes.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Lots of
Yeah.
pages of
You
notes.
take a lot of notes. You got
Okay,
that right.
it is time to wrap it up.
Yeah, it is. This may be our longest episode.
Yeah. This has been
This was
has been a
good.
great episode.
Yeah, so
Paul,
good.
I appreciate
Duncan?
being here. Yeah.
Duncan?
I thank you for all your support. It was
Oh.
great.
you know, we've been knowing you for a long time. For those of you who don't know, I first met Paul in 2004. We gave him the nickname. You've been good at getting nicknames.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
Good
That's
point.
true.
True believer.
Yes.
There is a great Canadian Club advertisement. Canadian Club is what Don Draper
Yeah,
advertised
yeah.
on Mad Men. That was one of their big
Yeah.
accounts, and it's a throwback thing, and it is your old man passed out nicknames. You can't give yourself a nickname.
Right.
My nickname in college was Tubby. Kate, did you have a nickname?
No.
Nan? Sam?
Slamming Sammy.
Slammin' Sammy.
Slammin' Sammy.
What does that
Whoa.
mean?
I think nicknames are more of a guy thing.
I mean, you're
maybe
married to
than
him. What do you think it means? Slammin' Sammy.
No,
I'm
we
sorry.
don't,
boy.
We don't need to talk about that.
But
Yeah, oh boy.
but
Let's
Paul
keep it nice for the kids.
Paul has earned 2 nicknames. And in 2004,
That's true.
when nobody else was for him in this area, Paul Robinson was for John Kerry. And so we called him.
I mean,
Well,
we were for it,
in
but whatever.
2003, the people sitting at this table were actually for
no one
him.
else
No,
did anything.
But I'm talking about very early on when nobody even knew who John Kerry was.
Motherfucker, we were all on.
I started working for him in 2003.
Language.
We were all on.
Language.
I went to a Young Gens meeting in Buffalo when the power was out.
Yeah, what are you
Language.
talking
July of
about?
2003.
I just got fact checked. So anyhow,
How about the end of 2003?
Details.
Just minor details.
Go ahead, Dan.
But no, Paul was an early
Somebody not.
He was the first person we knew that
outside
was
of
for,
our own group.
who was for John Kerry that didn't know Crystal King. How's that?
oh well, that
Perfect,
was
yes.
okay.
True,
Then,
true.
Then I'm right.
That's right.
That's a
but
compromise.
Well,
but
That's a compromise.
to say like he was the first person you knew that supported John Kerry, you were wrong.
I didn't really know you guys.
That's bullshit.
Language. Language. Language.
Wow.
Language.
boo.
I put
Language.
explicit on this.
Language.
Just for this.
Language. So anyhow, Paul.
What the fuck?
Language. Paul.
We're not gonna get to the movie next week either. You
Now
guys
it's
want to get
just
to the movie? It'll be
the
about
word
this.
out of her
Yeah.
mouth.
Paul earned the nickname of True Believer.
That's right.
So
Correct.
he was known as True Believer forever. I have your phone number in my billfold because I had to write it down because, you know, as it's not down as Paul, it's down as True Believer. And so now we know Paul Robinson has earned 2 nicknames,
Wow. I didn't think about that.
Duncan and True Believer.
Well done.
Yeah.
True Dunkin' believer.
Oh,
True Dunkin'.
nice. Nice. Yeah.
Most people go through life without a nickname. You've earned
True.
2. You get one more, and that's a hat trick.
Wow.
You get one more by going southbound.
No, I wouldn't
Not
change.
true.
I wouldn't.
So
change it.
anyhow, I want to thank you very much for being here. I want to thank Catherine
Yes.
for the great meal. I want to thank Nan
Awesome, yeah.
for the green beans and for fact checking me all along
Absolutely.
and also being the tech person.
Absolutely.
I want to thank Eddie for coming up with Eddie's comments.
Great
And
singers.
I'm so looking forward
Always.
to the Oregon Trail. I just got to get Peter Coyote to agree to do this.
Oh man, that'd
And
be
to
great.
Sam for being the wine guy and the champagne guy.
My pleasure.
So with that, anybody else got anything to say?
It's great.
Okay.
Happy trails.
Happy
Yeah,
trails.
happy
And well, just a minute. As I always end it, Godspeed and